Hey, here is a guy, I mean, even if you had a concealed carry, the guy had full body armor on, right?
Yeah, you have to make sure the place is shut.
Yeah.
The guy outside, which is unique, figure out how to handle what he was doing.
Yeah.
The actual, the important,
Yeah.
I think it was 150 something. It's still not
Yeah.
really anywhere like,
It
he
is.
killed himself or was shot and bled out from being shot.
Oh, yeah, here you go. Yep.
There's a
Cost of replacement $61,000.
Sometimes I think all the media, social and otherwise, it just gives a lot of people a lot of ideas that they wouldn't have thought of.
So we're live.
We're live?
We're live, we're recording. But you have 2 minutes.
Gentlemen, you got your mics on?
Oh, no.
Joe, can you hear me? Joe? Joe, can you hear me?
Yes.
Joe?
Me. Oh, Joe. Oh, Joe. Joe, Joe, Joe.
Pretty cold.
You have to talk, Bill.
Joe, Joe.
Good.
1, 2, 3.
Turn me up again.
What if they have a your house?
It's supposed to be on the teeth. 6 o'clock.
Okay, I'm ready.
Gentlemen, you ready?
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Proposed budget hearing call to order for Thursday, November 9th, 2017, 6 p.m. All rise for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. I'd like to welcome all. I know it's kind of cold out tonight, but this is important for the town to set the levy, so thank you all for coming. Open meetings compliance.
Mr. Chairman, the agenda was posted inside and outside the Vernon Town Hall. It was also posted at Fire Station 1 and 2 and posted at Waukesha Freeman and to the media and other businesses within the town of Vernon.
All right. I'll read the public notice. Okay. Notice is hereby given that on Tuesday, November 9th, 2017. Where is the notice, Karen? Is
It's
that-
on the agenda.
On the top section, notice hereby given 2017, the Vernon Town Hall located at West 249 South 8910 Center Drive. Public hearing on the 2018 proposed budget for the town of Vernon, Waukesha County be held. The proposed budget in detail, it was available for inspection at the office of the clerk from 8 to 3:30 and the town website. The notice is posted inside and outside the town hall and the Vernon Fire Station 1. All right. The procedure is relatively the same as last year. If someone would like to speak, if you may come up to the front, just state your name and address. And I will turn it over to our auditor, Howard.
everybody should have a sheet that looks like this. This is the town's budget. It's one page, it's a summarized budget, and so that's what I'm gonna go through tonight. There are other detailed worksheets they have there in case you have specific questions of why something went up or went down. And probably for most of those, if whatever they're directed at, it's probably gonna be the board that's gonna be answering the specifics of why anything is in a particular department's budget. So I'm just gonna go through this and touch on things. And quite honestly, when you look at these two columns, there's not a lot of change in any of these numbers. They're very, very close. So I'm just gonna touch on some of the things that I thought might be of interest. First of all, the top section that has all the different lines, that is just the general fund. That's where most activity takes place. Probably 98% of everything that goes through here takes place in the general fund. And by state statute, you have to provide the detail for that fund, and that's why this is like that. So the line that says taxes is just the general fund taxes. It's not the total tax levy. You can see that last year it was $1,582,870. The proposal in front of you tonight for the general fund is $1,598,751, a 1% increase. Then you start going down here and you don't see much change at all. And when you get down to miscellaneous revenues, they went down $20,000. The 2017 budget had a $20,000 item for sale of DPW equipment. That is not there this year. Proceeds of long-term debt. Last year there was a borrowing that was approved for $400,000. This year there's nothing. And that was pretty much, you're going to see it below, related to the amount of capital equipment that is being proposed to buy. Last year there was a lot, this year not so much. So and it's because of that the total revenues are down 12%. It's primarily because of the borrowing not being there. Oh, I was also going to say, this is a balanced budget. So if you look at the total revenues, $2,788,000, it's the same as the expenditures, so we're not using up any deficit for the general fund for this budget. Going down into expenditures, general government, very little change. Public safety, there's an increase of $23,000. There was extra money put into the fire department for the part-timers, the paid on call. The public works went from $907,000 down to $780,000. There was extra road work that was budgeted and done in this year, in 2017. That budget decreased by $90,000 for next year. And it's the numbers are kind of back to where they were 2 years ago and 3 years ago. Health and Human Services, very close, as are the others. You look at capital outlay though, last year $331,000, this year only $43,000 of proposed purchases. And those, this year, or in 2018, they're looking at replacing the phone system, buying some more DPW equipment, and obviously not very much, and then some hose for the fire department. So there again, a decrease in spending of 12%. Now you go into the summarized schedule right below that. That's of all governmental funds. So you can see the general fund is the first one there. And one number I'd like to touch on there, it says fund balance as of 12/31/18, $392,000. I can remember not too many years ago when that number was pretty small, right? I think most of the board was probably there at the time. One thing I would like to point out about that $392,000 is $122,000 is estimated to be already spent in the form of inventory, primarily salt for the highway department, and so it's not all spendable. The part that is $270,000. If you look at the total of the general fund surplus, so you're looking at, usually we look at that as a percentage of the total budget, and it's at 14% is where it's scheduled to be. You see the levy up there again of $1,598,000. The other funds that the town has, they have a fire department fund, which was made up of money is brought forward from years and years and years ago, and it was specifically for certain items within the fire department that was released by a court a year ago or so, but the board has still said those are going to be spent on fire department items, so that's a special revenue. Impact fee money, $10,000 fund balance at the end of 18. Stormwater, I'm going to have to talk about here in a little bit. According to the notice, there's only going to be $88 left there, so there's going to be a little bit of tinkering with that. The debt service fund, is the reason why the levy is the mill rate's going up primarily. Oh, I said that wrong. Stormwater's gonna have 3,994, I'm sorry. Debt service, the levy itself is gonna be $167,771. So between the general fund and debt service fund, those are the two that the levy is being allocated to. The debt service part of it is actually up over $38,000 from the year before. And that, like I say, that is the primary reason why the mill rate is going from $2.06 to what's in front of you, $2.11. It's going up a nickel tonight. What that means is if you have a house that is worth $200,000, your town taxes will be going up $10. So that's what we're talking about here. I think that's pretty much what I had.
Okay. Thank you. So with that, Howard being said, we'll open this to the 2018 budget hearing. Anyone like to make any comments or have any comments on the budget? Yes, please, come up to the front and state your name.
I don't know if that microphone's on.
No, we'll just, hopefully it is.
It's not.
My name is Ron Westfall. My address is W234 South 6810 Big Bend Drive. And I have a question right down here at the bottom. It says total outstanding debt was $1,176,210, and it's apparently decreased to $1,044,963. What did we buy that we are into debt?
I can answer that if you want.
Sure.
There's a number of debt issues. There's three big ones and then a couple of small ones. But in 2015, they borrowed $600,000 for the DPW and fire equipment, various pieces of it. Then there was a pumper truck glider that was bought in 2016 for $459,000. And this year, for various items, I don't know if it was specific to anything, but you're looking at, there was $400,000 budgeted to borrow in 2017, and the plan is to borrow only $200,000 based on how the year panned out.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Thank you.
Ron, we're gonna take some monies out of that to pay off debt, out of that, general fund, monies that we have in there. But we also bought, a new tractor and a plow truck for DPW last year. Everybody got their stuff last year, and this year nobody hardly got nothing.
Well, I was kind of curious because, I know, there's things that you have to buy
Yeah.
to keep the town running, but, I didn't know exactly what,
Right.
what that,
And our total debt that we could carry if we needed to would be,
A lot.
It's 5% of your equalized value.
A lot.
It's a lot of money.
okay.
if I remember last year, it was somewhere like 40 million.
We could buy your
borrow up
house,
to-
Ron.
Okay, thank you.
Any other? Sure.
Marie Kumarchek on Highland Drive. I just have a couple questions on, Plan Commission. Karen, do you do Plan Commission? So you have in here then for Plan Commission, $33,000, is that right?
$600.
Hold on. What
Those
do you-
are deputies that you're looking at, those wages.
Yeah,
Those are deputies
that do it.
that do work behind the scenes. They don't come to plan commission meetings, but
What number you, Marie, there's a, on the left-hand side, there's a number
Yeah, I
And
gotta
that's
find
it.
it
What-
myself.
that, all right,
Number 34.
34.
I think so.
Yeah, 34.
I wish I got 33,000. That's in the deputy clerk category, it's not in the clerk category.
Okay. So you do the meetings and do all the setup and you don't get paid for it?
$600 a year.
Okay. Where did we find that?
Under the clerk or under plan commission?
What page is that?
It's the same page as line 18.
Page 6?
Yes, line item 18.
Okay, so for the 33, wait, line item,
First Plan Commission, line 18. $600.
oh, okay, okay. I was reading the 33, and that's for what they do. The
Yeah.
deputy clerks do.
Yep.
To prepare for that. Okay, I just was curious who got that money. DPW went down. Is that because Brian left?
Somewhat. Insurance had a
Did you not
factor.
hire somebody yet, or?
No, we have a replacement for Brian.
Brian had a payout last year of
21,000.
$21,000.
That was a bigger hit,
So
but we
that
budgeted for
was in
that.
we budgeted for that last year, so he could take it in 17, we could pay him out. So that's not in there this year.
Okay.
And there's really no capital for DPW, very minimal, like $5,000.
The
17.
So with that, would it be wise to, do you have money for unfunded liabilities such as that if somebody else leaves?
We have money in the debt service. What is that ringing?
Bill? Coming from over there.
There is, if for some reason Kurt would leave, there's money in the general fund to pay that out, but the only reason we budgeted for Brian told us he was leaving, so we felt it was appropriate to budget for that. So that was a $21,000, well, almost $22,000. You know,
All right, and then I just have one more question about, fire permits. I don't know who I should direct that, at you or the fire chief?
Sure.
I see the whole process is changing, a policy. Now you have a fire permit that you call in
Right.
once a
Right.
year.
You
It's the
actually
annual
just,
fee.
what it is you
it's
fill
somebody's
out the
hearing
permit
aid.
and keep it at the town, we keep it at the town hall here, and then the fire department's got a copy. We're finding out that, the fire departments are just in the fall and in the spring, just inundated with calls, and it was actually a request by the fire department to have a burning permit like the other communities do. So, they requested that we have a permit once a year, so people don't have to keep calling in. Once, by January 1st, they fill out that, get the permit on file, pay the $10, and they're good for a year. They don't have to call, they don't have to do anything.
So then what is the purpose now when you have to call in? Isn't it to
Well,
tell them that you are burning?
Right now, yeah, but January 1st,
As
the
a
permits.
safety precaution though?
No, the chief indicated, Marie, that it was, they didn't need people to call in. He indicated that 99.9% of the people calling in, they never have a problem, they never have to go to the fires. So he suggested that the town board come up with a policy. He didn't suggest the fee, but he suggested a permit and have that on record that the town hall and the fire department has a record of everybody who wants to burn. They know the rules, they have the permit, and then the fire department and the town hall, mainly the fire department, keeps all records of people that have a burning permit. So no one has to call in starting 2018.
So you have your permit and then you're good for the year?
You're good for the year. You don't have to, they don't,
So you won't get, if you're out there burning and the neighbor calls and says, hey, there's a fire over here, whose responsibility, who's gonna pay that bill
for the,
fire department going over there?
they never charge. Chief, do you charge?
No, we do not.
Okay. Okay, that was my question. I didn't know if it was a safety issue, because why we always called in now, I thought was to let them know that if you see smoke over here, we're burning.
Yeah, and he had said, Marie, there's times that they get 200 to 300 calls in a morning that the phone is, you can't even get through. So this frees them up for more important issues to take care
Can't you just
of.
put it on a recording, because that's what I usually get.
I think their machine fills up. Chief, I don't know, you'd be better.
Voicemail fills up, and when someone calls a complaint, they typically call the Waukesha County Communications Center, they don't maintain any internal records for us, so they end up toning us out anyway. So we've opted to trust our residents. They've done a good job in the last 5 years of being responsible with their privileged burn, and I think that this will be a workable and a winnable solution for both sides. I think our community is pretty trustworthy in terms of using their common sense in the burn.
Well, yeah, if you got 200 people calling at once.
And they all know they know the drill, they know everything. It's kind of I'd say a reward for our community, because 99% of the time we never have a problem. And the one time we do, someone's dialing 911 anyway, and it doesn't affect us because we're getting dispatched by the county.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thanks, Marie.
All right. Any other public comments? Any other public comments? No other public comments? There's a lot of people here. No other public comments, okay. We'll close the public hearing at 6:20. Okay. We'll call a special town meeting to order. Now, item 10 is discussion and action to set for elected officials to be elected on April 3rd, 2018 for the term for April 17 to April 20th, 2020, pursuant to section 16.10, Pren 1, Pren D, Pren 1, and 60.30 of the Wisconsin State Statutes. Supervisors 1 and 3. What this is we need to set the rate for those two elected officials, Supervisor 1 and Supervisor 3.
And just so the public knows, the approved salary for the other supervisors is $6,500 a year. But you can make it whatever.
I don't think they're worth that much, are they?
You vote for a big one.
So is there a motion?
I would move that we set their wages to match supervisors 2 and 4.
So Bill, are you stating $6,500 per year?
I'll second.
That's what it is now.
There's no change.
No change.
No change.
Okay. So what the motion is there'll be no change. All right. It's been moved and seconded. Any more discussion?
Did he say supervisor 2 and 4?
1 and 3.
And 3.
Sorry,
We'll
Tom.
match too.
I was apologizing to Tom. I had my big mouth. Wow,
Two
Mom.
independent wealthy guys.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. How many people are here?
13 besides us.
15, 16, 17 town residents.
8,
That's come up with.
2,
John's not a town
3,
resident.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Years out.
I didn't count Alex.
Okay, 16.
Mr. Chairman, before you approve the levy, I just need to make the board aware of an issue related to the stormwater fund. As you know, the town chairman sets that rate, and we have some significant road projects we need to do in 2018, significant in the sense of massive culvert and erosion issues. So that budget is up considerably. And we budgeted $98,228 for our 2018 levy that we would need from the county. And we're working on the calculation sheets right now, and so far we're coming up with $84,731.99. And my suggestion is that we would utilize the $7,000 that's going to be hopefully left in the 2017 budget for myself and my staff to do that worksheet for the county tax bills and the delineation on the ERUs for that worksheet. And also in 2018, so the $7,000 in 2017 and the $5,500 in 2018, we could utilize, not put those in the budget. Those would be done by the clerk's office. And I'm proposing that we have a fund balance of $3,944 that's left over from 2017, Howard? Because I'm coming up with, if we have $84,731.99 and we use that, we take the $1,250.
12.5.
Yes, $12,500,
If you take out the 7,000 for 2017.
right?
The ending fund balance would be 10,994
Okay.
going into 18.
And then if we don't,
And if you don't spend the capital if you make the capital zero for 2018,
right,
and you change the revenues to 84,731,
yep,
you're gonna have a deficit next year of $7,997 in stormwater. You're gonna come up short next year, but you have a fund balance going into the year, of almost 11,000. So that would be what pays that deficit. And you'd end up with ending fund balance in stormwater of just this side of $3,000.
so
Does that make sense?
would the board have any objection to that? To balance that budget?
That 5,500 was supposed to be out of there anyways, because that's for what Pro does for the ERU calcs. We're gonna do those ourselves in-house this year. You want a motion on that?
If you wouldn't mind.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
And then what I'll do is I'll redo the worksheet for you.
Okay. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to, how would you state that now, to balance the stormwater budget?
Based on the numbers that
Based on the numbers that were given to us,
by the auditor and clerk.
and Eddie, you second it? Any discussion? Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you, board members.
All right. Now, number 11, discussion and action on the 2017 tax levy to be paid in 2008 pursuant to 60.10 Pren 1 Pren A of the Wisconsin State Statutes. So,
You want to give
I'll
them
make that motion.
you want to read the motion, Madam Clerk?
To approve the 2017 town tax levy to be paid in 2018 pursuant to section 60.10, in parentheses 1, in parentheses A, of the Wisconsin statutes in the amount of $1,766,522.
I have that, sir.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Okay. I heard the voice, but I didn't see who did. Okay.
As a team.
Any discussion?
We're
Marie?
supposed to get rid of stormwater.
They won't let us. We're trying. We're trying.
That was like in 2010.
Oh, once they get you, we're trying. They had a really good meeting.
That's another one. Once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
We're trying all the
Round
angles.
cages at the state, and it's just, the DNR is pretty entrenched with that.
Once you're in, huh? What about the communities that aren't in?
Yeah, what about them? And that's one of our
They don't
biggest
care.
complaints. And the towns like anything, are low on the totem pole. The cities and the villages have even less, but they get more.
And you see all that green on the map? On that, all that green? That's why we're in. The Vernon Marsh, the Fox River Basin. Do you think we polluted a lot?
Any other discussion? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right. Anything else anybody that's not on the agenda wants to bring up at this time, since we're all here? And concerned? No? No, I just wanted to ask. All right, adjournment.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye. I'm kidding. Sorry, I gotta get out more.
I have a meeting adjourned at 6:30. Thank you all for coming.
Howard, I wanna run that,